My mom always treated me like a mistake. She tried to sabotage my wedding and baby shower, but what happened next exposed her in front of everyone. My relationship with Mai is nothing like what you might expect. I call her Jackie. Yeah, I know it's odd. Most kids call their mothers Mom, but that's not how it goes in my house. Jackie has always insisted on that name. In her mind, calling herself Mom would somehow age her, like it comes with the title. She was young when she got pregnant with me, still in high school, in fact, and she always called my arrival an accident. That word weighs heavy on my heart. It's like a constant reminder that I wasn't exactly planned or wanted, and it's shaped so much of how I see myself. Jackie and my biological dad, Avery, were your typical high school sweethearts with big dreams, but when the reality of a baby hit, Avery took one look at the situation and said he was out. He agreed to pay child support, but made it clear he didn't want any part in raising me or being in a relationship with Jackie. That crushed her. She had this naive hope that a baby would somehow glue them together, but reality hit harder than she anticipated, and instead of love, all she held on to was resentment. Growing up, I didn't understand much of this. I was just a kid, caught in the middle of their hostility. I watched Jackie unleashed rage at my dad over the smallest things. There was the time he showed up late to see me because of traffic, and she exploded, reminding him how he was just a deadbeat who didn't care. I felt so torn. This was my dad, after all. I loved him fiercely, even if Jackie tried to paint him as the bad guy. The more I matured, though, the clearer things became. My weekends with my dad were filled with tickles, laughter, and genuine love. He never missed a weekend, and each hug felt real, unlike the coldness I faced at home with Jackie. When I was 6, Jackie met Mike. It was weird to see her transformation. She seemed happier and more vibrant around him. Mike was the kind of guy everyone loved, so chill and welcoming to me from the start. I was hopeful that things might finally settle down. And then, when Leah, my half-sister, came along, I fell in love with her. She was like a little sunbeam that brightened the house. But with Leah's arrival came something I could never shake off, the painful realization that I was now relegated to the sidelines. Jackie doted on Leah in ways she never did with me. I watched them together, and it was like rot was forming in my heart. While Leah wore pretty dresses and ribbons, I was left with hand-me-downs. I remember desperately asking Jackie for a new outfit once and feeling the sting of her cold reply. She dismissed me and handed me my cousin's old things. That moment stung like a harsh wind on a winter day. I craved love and recognition from Jackie, but instead, I felt invisible. Watching them together was like a constant reminder that I was just there. Other kids got birthday parties filled with friends and games. Not me. My birthdays were like outdated pizza on a Tuesday night. Just another forgettable day for Jackie. Leah's parties were wild, bursting with balloons and laughter, while I sat on the sidelines, yearning for the very acknowledgement Jackie gave Leah so easily. I tried confronting her about the unfairness, thinking maybe if I spoke up, she'd realize just how painful it was for me. But her response? Go cry about it to your dad. Ouch. The years passed, and by the time I hit college, I felt like I was finally breaking free from that weight. Seriously, each time Jackie came around, it felt more like a chore. She rarely called, hardly visited, and it stung to think that maybe the lack of love she showed me was truly genuine. Meanwhile, Mike, Leah, and my dad made more of an effort to stay connected than she ever did. They were my anchors, reminding me that love was still possible. Then I met Ian during my last year of college. He treated me like I was a star. I felt seen and valued in ways I hadn't ever felt before, especially from Jackie. Ian and I got serious, and for a while, life was blissful. My graduation came around, and Jackie reluctantly attended. The way she acted? It felt like she was just waiting to find a reason to critique me. At lunch that day, she threw out a comment about how it was surprising someone as handsome as Ian would date someone like me. Oh boy, the embarrassment hit hard. I could feel my cheeks flush crimson, but more than that, I felt utterly humiliated in front of Ian and my family. That moment ignited a fire in me. I couldn't hold back anymore. I calmly confronted Jackie, letting her know just how creepy and inappropriate her comments were. There was a part of me that couldn't shake the feeling of guilt for challenging her, but I was tired of being the punching bag. Ian seemed shocked, my dad's eyes narrowed with annoyance, but at least finally, I didn't have to stay silent. Our relationship took a different turn after I graduated. Although it started well, Ian and I broke up amicably after a few years of dating. We realized we were headed in different directions, but I still cherished what we had. Life kept moving, and then Phil stepped into my world. He was everything I could want, tender-hearted, supportive, and my safe space. Getting pregnant wasn't planned, but I was over the moon. Phil and I rushed into getting married, partly because we wanted to solidify our family and partly to avoid Jackie's judgment. I can honestly say my wedding day was special, but I couldn't shake the feeling that Jackie wasn't in my corner. I later found out that she wanted me to marry my ex, Ian. Can you believe that? I laughed it off at first. Not happening, I thought. But it hurt in ways I hadn't anticipated. On my happiest day, Jackie had to make a remark that reminded me of her disapproval, and it felt like betrayal. Then, the moment came to share my pregnancy news. Excitement radiated from my family as they showered me with love. But oh, here comes Jackie. Her negativity seeped in with comments that made me wonder if she was truly incapable of feeling joy for me. I stood my ground this time, asserting that if she thought my pregnancy was ruining her reputation, she could check out of my life. I felt empowered, but the confrontation hurt. It felt intense. I was finally declaring my boundaries, yet I was terrified of what it meant for our relationship. Fast forward to my baby shower, thrown lovingly by Leah. Jackie attended, but I sensed her anxiety. It was palpable, and the day was already off kilter. When someone knocked on the door, she jumped as if a bomb had just gone off. To my shock, it was Ian, my ex. Jackie had invited him. I felt a wave of confusion, and when I processed what was happening, disbelief washed over me. Had she really schemed to bring him back into my life to convince me I was making a mistake marrying Phil? Ian's speech stunned everyone. He exposed all of Jackie's manipulations, how she sent him messages, urging him to profess his love for me, saying I was making a terrible mistake. Every eye in the room turned toward Jackie, and she was speechless, her face flushed with humiliation. You could practically hear the crickets chirping in that tense silence. Throughout my life, I dealt with Jackie's jealousy and bitterness, but this moment? This was the realization that solidified it all. My mom wasn't just difficult, she was deliberately working against me, driven by her insecurities. I felt sorry for her, but mostly relieved that the truth was finally out in the open. Ian's revelation sparked a shift within me, making me realize my worth and the importance of cutting toxic ties. Now it's been months since we've had any contact with Jackie. After everything that went down, my dad and Mike have both distanced themselves from her. My baby was born healthy, and every day I'm grateful for the supportive family I have now. Leah, Phil, and I have created this bubble of love that I never thought I'd have, and it's freeing. I refuse to let Jackie's toxicity back into my life or my child's future. This time, I'm ready to embrace the love and joy that truly surrounds me, leaving the rest behind.